Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy. Sharief, Ishaq, just bringing all the sunshine and rainbows to us here on this Tuesday. How much sunshine in the Superdome on Sunday? How many rainbows in the Superdome on Sunday as the Saints won by 22 over a pretty poor Panthers team?
Zero. It was
Zero.
awful.
Wow.
That's awful. That was hideous. I mean, even for the first time in a while, Dennis Allen finally said something that was meaningful. We need to play a better brand of football. He understood how bad his team played in a win over the worst team in the NFL. That was awful football. I can't remember the last time I've seen football that bad offensively. For Derek Carr to have 37 passing yards with about 8:15 left in the game is inexcusable. It is inexcusable. I don't care if it's him, offensive line, Pete Carmichael, receivers. That cannot happen. That is absolutely hideous football. That was not great. I think everyone echoed the same thing I'm saying. That was not great football. Only Derek Carr was the only one being optimistic, which is nothing new. He's just saying a win is a win. But sometimes to me and a lot of other people and players and coaches, a win sometimes isn't a win.
You know, I would be okay with an ugly win if I thought the defense could sustain giving up, really low point totals. Because winning is winning at a certain level, but when you haven't proven you can be that consistent defensively, maybe not. Did you see anything better on defense this week, or is that just Carolina's ineptitude?
I thought the defense, it's a little bit of both. Like Bryce Young missed on quite a few throws. If he connected on 3 of his throws, the game would have been completely different. There was one before the end of the half he missed on a post route down the middle of the field that would have been a touchdown. A few early in the game to Adam Thielen and one to I couldn't remember who it was, but there was a couple down the sideline that he absolutely missed, underthrew, overthrew. But it was a little bit of both. I thought the pressure was better this week. They made sure to pressure Bryce Young throughout the game, and they rattled him a little bit with the pressure. And some of the missed throws were on the pressure, but man, there were times where he broke the pocket, and that's what he does. Well, that's the one thing that they hated about that part of the defensive strategy is that they let him, beat him with his feet and his legs throughout the game. But other than that, I mean, I thought the Saints did all right. Outside of the Bryce Young scrambling, they did what they had to do against a guy who's really struggling. He just has not found his footing in the NFL, considering the fact that they're playing musical coaching chairs right now.
We talked a lot of offense, talked a lot of defense. Are they working out kickers this week? Because you can't miss sub 30-yard kicks.
You better hope. I mean, at this point, they probably should have moved on a few weeks ago. I mean, shanking a 29-yard field goal. I mean, that cannot happen. That's absolutely no excuses for shanking a 29-yard field goal. That just goes to show you how bad that the game was between punting, kicking field goals, the offense putting it in the end zone when they needed to early in the game. It was. I've been saying this for a while. I'm surprised Groupie's still on the team. It's a little shocker to me. He should have been playing for his job after the Texans game. And look at him, he's still here. I guess they're not giving up on a young player for once.
Did it strike you that they, after the missed 29-yarder, that they decided not to kick a 56-yarder?
I think that was in the back of their head. They're like, he just missed a 29-yard field goal. Knowing him, he would have probably made that 56-yard field goal. Just how things go with him. I mean, look, it's going to be tough for me to think that they're going to move on from him this year. But I think after this year, one of the many of things they're going to have to evaluate because that it's just not been good. I mean, punting, kicking, this offense, coaching, it's just all been a mess.
They ran the ball a little bit in the first half of the game. They got Williams going a little bit. They got Kamara going a little bit. Is there something to build on there?
Sure, yes. But then they went away from it.
They did?
That's the crazy part. They could have continued to pound it and pound it and pound it. Then they were like, all right, well, let's try to throw the ball a little bit. But when they tried to throw the ball a little bit, they were throwing horizontally. Like, why? Why are you throwing sideline to sideline? Just run the ball if you're going to do that. Then they were trying to run a screenplay near midfield before the end of the half. It just got blown up. And then there were some things that were just so mind-blowing like with that offense. I mean, they should have just ran the rock for most of the game. They should have thrown the ball no more than 15 times and run it the rest of the game because Jamal and Alvin were just running through that defense. And that's, not a bad defense either. But they're like the 7th-ranked pass defense. Why are you throwing that many passes when you were running the ball successfully early and often in that game?
Getting a lot of differing opinions on this. Is it a big deal that Derek Carr got into another yelling match on the field with a teammate?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt, because it's not the first time. And we've seen it 2 other times already, and it's got to stop. It's just, this isn't, I'm going to put it the way Lance Moore said on our show Game On Sunday. If you are scoring 40-plus points a game, your offense is successful, the team is winning, you're like, no, a 9-4 team, and it happens once, it's understandable. But you're not a good team. You're not having a good season, as Derek Carr is having a poor season. The offense is struggling. That can't happen. That cannot continue to happen. And I just think Eric McCoy had enough. He snapped, even though he said it was his fault. After the game, he apologized. Both guys apologized each other, saying one was in the right. They're both in the right, and they were both in the wrong. They apologized. But still, the quarterback is the leader of the team. You're not supposed to let those things happen. Everyone sees it on TV. I went and tweeted the video. It is just like, it's just not a good look. It's got to stop. At some point in time, you have to stop arguing with your teammates on the field.
All of a sudden, the Giants are coming in rolling after that win last night. Is this still the very, very winnable game that we thought it was a couple weeks ago?
No, you know why? Because Tommy DeVito is a mobile quarterback. Okay. There's no such thing as a winnable game. You can't say any game is winnable anymore. Just from watching this past game against the Panthers, no such thing as a winnable game. They play solid defense. They run the ball with Saquon, and Tommy DeVito is able to be a mobile quarterback, and that's going to give him problems. I mean, what makes you think and that you're going to be confident in the defense that can slow down a mobile quarterback, a young mobile quarterback? It's not going to be easy, Hunt. They're going to have to be on their P's and Q's defensively against Tommy DeVito. I thought it was a winnable game 4 weeks ago. Now I don't know where I'm at with this game.
What if they do win? They're a 6-point favorite right now.
Okay, well, yeah, they should win, right? They should win. Like, they should have won most of their games. But if they do win, they're going to be in a decent spot to win the NFC South. So I think the toughest game remaining on their schedule will be next week, short week in LA against the Rams. That another team that's so up and down, nobody knows which one will show up. These games after the Giants are 3 games against 3 teams that you don't know which team is going to show up, how they're going to show up. You just have no idea how it's going to go in any of these games, because they're all teams that are just who have no identity, really. They have no identity, and they're just struggling. You just don't know which version of each team is going to show up.
I'm curious what you think the environment will be like in the Dome based on what you saw against Detroit, what you saw against Carolina.
I kind of think the Giants fans are going to travel. It's a December game. They want to get away. Everyone likes to come down here, blah, blah, blah. The Saints will sell their tickets because, quote, economics. It's an economical decision, which I don't agree with. And that's what Mickey Loomis said last week, that he felt like it's an economic decision. He didn't like seeing it, but he understands, which is not the truth, why people are selling the tickets. But I expect Giants fans to be down there. Their team is rolling. They're feeling good with Tommy DeVito. They're going to want to come down here and see if their team can, play for a wild card, because most of these teams are in the wild card hunt still with 4 games left. So it's going to be an interesting atmosphere, Hunt. The last 2 games were interesting. You're going to get the same type of boos that you heard the last 2 games, even though the Saints players they don't like it. But don't tell fans to do what to do, man, with their indisposable income. Kind of like Matt Moscona says, can't tell fans what to do with their money. But if they're going to pay for it, they're going to go there and voice their displeasures or happiness.
Hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.